his ring light on. Uh-oh.
Oh, we're
Wait.
live.
Yeah, I know. So Ken just put that on. I thought only I could do that, but apparently not. Oh, he's got the hat too.
Oh,
I'm gonna be presentable. This going on the show?
It's
yes,
on YouTube right now.
we're live
Huh?
now.
Oh, we on live? Oh shit! What's up?
What's up, guys? Ken,
What's
are you
going-
just not going to show your face?
he just
Did he
left.
jump out?
Yeah,
He's killing me today. I'm going to add him back to the stream.
he'll be okay.
Y'all done leveled up from Zoom.
Yeah, for the most part. So Ken, he got us set up on all of this stuff going on between Gooder and us and trying to promote the show a little bit more. I think after I finish BCS Classic this weekend, we'll probably create a business around it and then be able to take in whether it's more advertisement money or if we want to just like create the company itself and then try to build the background to it. I think at some point we'll be able to start moving things around. But welcome back to the show, boys.
Oh, this shit is live. Oh shit!
Hey,
I'm on
did you
TV.
turn up? Make sure you keep your TV on a lower volume so we don't get any backfeed from it. So today we have Vic on the show and we have Monza Hayes returning to the show. What's this, your third time,
AKA
buddy?
Black. No, technically it's my first because all my other episodes got deleted.
Did we?
You fucking right, we did.
I don't fucking remember that. So that's a Kenya thing. That's not a me thing.
I had to get away from him.
The white man is not bringing
No,
down your episodes.
It
I
wasn't
didn't
you.
do
I
it.
had
It
to.
was the black
I
guy.
had to get away from.
All right, so let me ask about that. Real quick. Let me ask about that shit real quick. Hey, do people really mistake you for him? Is that a real thing?
A lady did that at the games in front of 100 people,
No shit.
like in a crowd of people.
All right, let me
standing,
hear the
like,
story.
Right outside of the. So we right by the field. The arm is like the thing. The booth we got, the big ass truck. We literally right beside the fucking turf field, like the first thing when you come off the field. So we standing like out front, getting people to do like the rower challenges and stuff we had going on. So I'm talking to Kim and Cam, and all I hear is Jalen Franklin, is that you? And I turn around, and I know the lady. She's the owner of the building that they hold the Crash affiliate. She owns the building that Crashes in. So I seen her at the competition before. And she seen me, but Jalen wore the fitness team shirt at the last competition. So that's why I knew she thought I was him. So I was
because
like,
of a shirt that like
I'm a big ass black dude. She only seen one big black dude. It's only one big black dude on the team at both times. It was him when it wasn't me, and it's
well,
me
it was
when
gonna
it's
be
not
two,
him.
and so
Well, you know, juicing and shit. That shit just catch up to you. But yeah, so she yelled that shit out. So I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not Jalen Frank. But she think I'm like being funny. So she getting closer to me, and she like, hey Jalen, how you been doing? I'm like, no, lady, look, I'm not Jalen, and I need you to stop yelling that shit out loud because you fucking me up right now. you fucking my whole shit up. So then she was like, oh, you're not Jalen. She was like, no, you Malonzo. I was like, yeah. All right. She was like, all right, my bad.
First of all, is that your real first name?
Is Malonzo my real first name?
Yeah.
No, my first name is Jesus.
You're such a dick. I'm asking you a fucking.
You can't see it right there.
Real ass.
It's right there. Black Jesus.
All right. For sure, I knew that you're the kind of guy that just wants to dance around the question because you just don't want to say it, which is fine.
No,
why are you drinking red wine in a white T-shirt? Don't you know that's just asking?
Because I'm not a child.
Well, I'm surprised you're not jumping up and down on the bed with that.
No, I'm standing up in the kitchen.
All right, so I'm assuming that you took it like a champ, and then they were
it was funny.
So was she doing it to be funny, or was she just?
No, she thought I was Jalen. That was a big ass black dude in the Army fitness team shirt. She thought I was Jalen.
Jesus, how did that whole situation go up there? Tell us about that.
What, the games? That shit was fun.
Well, the games mixed with what did the Army have you doing what was it like?
Oh, we just like ran to like the booth. We had like a challenge going on inside and some challenges going on outside. And then we just fucking mingled with the people. We did like every day we hosted a workout like via like Go Ruck and CrossFit, and then we did like some mayhem stuff where they came over and shot and like went through like gymnastics classes and shit like that.
Did you get to hang out with Rich?
No, I don't know those people. TBO.
So because I'm going to see him, I'm trying to get any information I can prior to, so where it's like when you meet somebody who you may have like had like as an idol in a sport or something, you don't like kind of feel let down. So at this point, Vic, I don't know, have you met Rich before?
I met him in passing. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
I like the thing.
Is he super short?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
He's listen. Let's put this for reference. I'm little. I'm like 5'6".
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm not tall. I'm not Melanza.
Or Ken.
Or Ken, exactly.
Ken tries to tell me that he's 5'11" and he's full of fucking shit.
No, he's probably 6 foot on Tinder if he ever used it.
He's probably 6'1" on Tinder. He's probably 6 foot in real life.
No,
Ken like 6 foot. He ain't
Rich,
really, he ain't 6'1".
Rich like 5, maybe he may be taller than me, but honestly, like he's just most of CrossFitters are normal average height. Like,
but I mean, like I'm 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. And
yeah, I'd probably like inch down and look at him directly in the eyes. Don't look down at him; he might snatch you.
If I look him in the eyes, does it like just freeze all his gears? He just doesn't know what to do. I think it's gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be a fun time. They have an entire setup coming in by Rogue. Hayes, I did mean to ask you. They said that the rig that they're using is from TFX. So I wanted to get your take on how that rig goes.
Got hot garbage.
Hot garbage?
Hot fucking garbage. Let me not say that. So it's like the completely stainless steel bars.
Yes. So it's kind of like smooth.
I don't know what kind of grips you got.
I got the new Victory grips.
No, them not gonna work.
The fingerless tacticals or the leathers?
The mix, the hybrid joints where they tactical on the outside and the leather on the inside. The ones were
you on the list that got the new shit?
Yeah, those ain't gonna work.
New ones are nice.
No,
I think they will.
You need the leather on the outside. Motherfucker, I swang from it for a weekend. I'm telling you right now, this shit's not gonna work.
I mean, our rigs at our gym, there's like one with the new whatever coating on the outside. So it's like very fresh and it's easy to grip. Whereas the other ones on the other rig that we have are kind of like very slick. So then it's a mix, I would say, but either way, like it seems to go okay. Like,
it's gonna work. You're gonna be chalking though.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Here's the thing on that is when I use those new Victory grips, I don't chalk the actual grips. I chalk my hands.
Yeah.
You gotta chalk your hands because if you chalk the grips, that's how you go flying.
Fair. I haven't. So I've chalked both sides. I've done that in training now, so maybe I'll give that a look come Friday or tomorrow. Yeah, because tomorrow's snatches and bar muscle ups, and it's like an 8-minute cap. This shit ton of fucking snatch and bar muscle up like very quickly. So
what's the weight on the snatch bar? Is it 95, 115, 135?
No, so it's partner A goes it's 135.95. I'm in the male female division. So 135.95. So it's 12 snatch, 24 bar muscle up, 12 snatch.
You going with what's her name?
Liz.
Yeah.
The doctor, the doctor that you've had on before?
She's a pharmacist. Yeah.
Pharmacist. Yeah.
Or
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's like a doctor of like something with pharmacy or like drugs, especially in hospitals.
She's a doctor. You're trying to
she's definitely a doctor, that's for sure. And then after partner A goes, partner B goes, and it's 185, 125 with 8 bar muscle or 24 bar muscle ups and then another 8 squat snatch at 130 or 185, 155, 125, whatever the fuck it is. There's a whole bunch of weight, and then we end up doing like squat snatches, or no, squat cleans the next day. I think for somewhere around like 85, 90 reps. It's like 36, 30, 24, mixed with a whole bunch of burpee box jump overs and all this other shit. So I think BCS will go great, but I wanted to ask Hayes about that rig because they apparently the two like owners or like managers of the competitions, they're good buddies, so they just share the rig per competition and just ship it back and forth.
It's the people that own what's it called? Central CrossFit Central, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. So
hopefully
I guess like
hopefully they
all
let
the
you
people
work
are
out
involved.
and get a warm up on it because they didn't let us touch that shit until the event started.
I think it's gonna be there's one workout where this is all like really packed dirt and it's like handstand walks with a bike and rope climbs. I was like, this shit is gonna get messy, fucking quick.
Packed dirt. That's why
Yes.
I'm not going back. That's why I'm not doing that shit again.
You did BCS Classic last year?
No, I'm not doing TFX, and y'all handstand walking on packed dirt sounds just like TFX.
Yeah, that's what I was like. What if there's like 1 or 2 rocks somewhere in there? Like
You're gonna break your
doesn't-
fucking hand. They had us handstand walking on asphalt at 8 o'clock at night.
yeah, that workout was kind of shit.
Handstand walking
But
on asphalt, doing dubs on fucking horse mats.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right. So, Ken or not Ken, fucking Mohanza. I was gonna ask. Now that you have
All black people look alike, huh?
fuck off,
You
Jesus.
knew it.
So now, when you have all your orders and you have your information, you're headed out to the Warrior Fitness team about when?
If I do crash, if I get the invite to crash, then I'm gonna wait until after that. So I schedule my fucking ship date to be on the 7th of October, and I just hang out here. I go on leave in like 3 weeks, and I just hang out here until then.
Oh, sweet. So how's that working out for the family and everything? Everybody good with the move? Is it gonna go clean?
Well, the kids are gonna have to stay here. Ashley's still deployed, so the kids gonna stay here. It's gonna be like a week and a half, 2 weeks until she get back from the time I'm gone. So her best friend is gonna keep them for that little window because I got to sign in by the 16th. So then she just stabilized here, so she gonna have to stay here for at least a little while.
She get a good option with it.
She ammo, so shit, she can go anywhere.
Oh shit. Well, I mean, when you solidify yourself somewhere, they give you like that school option, or they give you that 6 months off to go to like college or something.
Yeah, so she was trying to go recruiter, and something happened to where she can't go recruiter. So that she stabilized for that, and then she didn't get it. So then she just stuck.
Oh shit. I think that wouldn't be a job that I wouldn't mind. Vic, if you ever entered the Army, what job would you try to look for?
Shit. The one that keeps me alive.
Trick question.
Ain't no war.
It
Ain't
is
no
a
war.
trap.
Ain't no
Yeah,
war.
we're not going nowhere.
Honestly, I probably would try to go for the actual like. I try to climb as quickly as possible. I probably would try to go like ranger school and stuff. Not that I'm a hardo. I think I'd love the challenge. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it all the way.
Mhm.
I said
That's
that
just
shit too. I
me.
ain't did none of that shit.
But
Yeah, when are you going to Ranger School or some?
You know what's
psycho
crazy?
shit?
Whenever this shit is over with, that's probably when I'm going. Because I'm not going back to a motor pool. I ain't fucking doing no mechanic shit. That shit is fucking sailed. So whenever this shit is over with, because I can stay. They said, like, you don't really got to leave as long as you feel, like, good and competing. So
Well,
I signed
mean,
a 3-year contract. So after that, if I decide to stay longer, fucking stay longer. If not, then drop it back in.
So how's this gonna work with James and TBO? What are they expecting of you when you get there, like training wise and
He's still my
schedule
coach.
and all? Well, I know that, but like obviously when you get there, like are they gonna make you kind of like have they talked to you? Like are you doing like a PT thing and then like you kind of go do TBO on your own? Are you doing their program?
No, this shit is
all?
like this. It's just me and Sydney, the fucking black female that was at camp with me. It's just me and her. She do mayhem, but like from what she told me, they train at 9 and they train at 1. Like it's literally just that. And like it's not a unit to where you got to do formations and PT and shit. Like it's just us there to work out.
So what are their expectations of you?
Motherfucking, what you think?
No. As it pertains, like you said, they work out at 9, work out at 1. Is it like, hey, everybody shows up and just trains however they want to train, or hey, you show up at 9, you do the group workout with the group, no questions?
Ain't no group. It's me and her. There's no group.
There's no other athletes. I'm asking
Jake,
you.
right? Is it just Jake Faff and the other
They all
strongman
don't.
dude?
It's me and Sydney and Dan,
Oh.
the strongman, but he's strongman. Me and Sydney are the only 2 CrossFitters there.
Oh, I didn't know that Jacob was gone.
He ETS. All of them did. Literally all of them except for her. They all gone.
What? So a bunch of them that got pretty good, like especially Faf, it's the right thing to do to get out and just go make your money where you can, how you can. But the problem is especially, I think it's even with Chandler. And I mean, I don't know the guy very well.
His
obviously.
brand bigger.
His brand is bigger, but like they just gave him that fucking YouTube documentary for fucking what? What was the point of that?
I watched it at first. I was looking at it like,
that shit was kind of cringy.
Complain about losing, but the motherfucker got asthma.
I'm not
what he doing with asthma.
I'm not saying the asthma or not, but it felt like he got out of the Army, right? He obviously goes to Bergeron's camp, and then it just everybody's expecting him to do all this shit. Now, the only thing I saw that he got better at, other than obviously asthma kicking his ass through these competitions, he got better at rotating his fucking elbows forward on cleans and front squats. Everything else still needs some work. Obviously, he's 10 times better than me.
Yeah. I think he's crazy fit.
Form?
He don't. No, he crazy fit.
Yeah, that's why
I don't think he prioritizes. I don't think he prioritizes moving.
No, I can only imagine
the fitness level. The fitness level can fucking hide that shit. Like when you like crazy fit, you like fuck, it's working. The fuck they gonna say?
I mean, that's true. So as I was saying, like with the Army Warrior Fitness team, like everybody who seems to get pretty like decent, most of them are officers, and if not, like Faf being an enlisted guy, you know, the moment you leave, if one company signs you, that's the same contract worth of payment that the Army gave you. So it's if you just have one offer on your way out the door, it's not that bad. But if you stay, you get the structure, you get the consistency, you get the protection of like all the care and whatnot that the Army provides. So have they given you an outlook of like what the unit gives to you as like benefit of being there?
The space to train where I don't gotta go to work. I do the rest.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying like they had like sleep professionals and nutritionists.
I don't know. We got that here. We got fucking. I got an athletic trainer and a fucking dietitian and all that shit here. But so I would assume, hopefully, that they got those type of things there. And the lady that my athletic trainer, she just got here. She was like, hey, if you get there and they don't got one, fucking hit me up and I can fucking see if I can get a position there. Because it makes sense. That's the Army's team, and we doing this with our bodies. Yeah. It makes sense to have that shit accessible. I want to say I'm doing more than 82nd doing.
I think it was like 2 years ago. They had some video up, and one of the athletes on the team was like I don't want to say a neuroscientist or something like that. She was like a sleep scientist. That's when they all got loops. They all got certain sleep schedules.
Oh, yeah.
Then they got nutritionists. Then they got people to make all their meals. Then they're like, oh, yeah, we also have all these other coaches and nutritionists and blah, blah, blah on the team that are just like the Army MOS.
They was just like filling those because from what I know, what I was told is like they weren't MTO like a basic, like a regular unit is. They got slots for everybody. So they were filling these slots in other units around Knox with the people that they were putting on the team. So we are like it was like a test run to see if this shit worked. And now we actually allowed to be there. Please get out of here and go get in the bed. Madison, I can see your hand.
So now there's only 2 of you on the team.
So no, technically. So it's a girl named Danielle. She was here. She's supposed to be coming, but she deployed right now, so I'm not really sure when she gonna get there. And we really built a 4-man team, and then he fucked it up.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Can't help the stupid.
So now people recently, I saw you put up some video or whatever that was talking about him changing his name and whatnot. We'll keep it all nameless. I don't really mind.
Yeah, because I ain't got time for that defamation bullshit.
People are so fucking close to fucking.
I got one of them already. I got one of those already from somebody associated with that group of people.
Oh well, I mean, I think Ken took down the episode where I said that I thought that they, in my opinion, they all are fucking doing it, and then especially the white dude. The white dude seems like that much of a cuck that he for sure is doing it. In my opinion. So you can't say anything because I said my opinion. That's what what I personally believe. Go ahead and try to fucking create defamation around that. You got a lot to prove there.
I've been served already.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh shit, Vic.
Because of the Hiller video. The day after the Hiller video came out, I got served.
Why? What did that have to do with you though?
I like how you get your eyes up close to the damn thing. Guys,
He didn't mention you by name. Yeah. Okay. Well, Vic, what was your opinion here on this? As we kind of got into this year's
my opinion on that whole situation,
not necessarily that one specifically, but also the broad picture that we've kind of seen unfold this year.
People are desperate. That's my opinion.
Fair.
My opinion is people are desperate. We've talked about this, Hayes and I. We've talked about this with James and some other friends of ours. We've talked to the fact that you're literally risking
your health,
real health, your actual health for maybe $25,000. Not even, because Team Mayhem's in, and you got Reykjavik, you got all these other heavy hitters. They
wasn't finna go beat nobody.
And you know what $25,000 is for that one payday? That's like working minimum wage. It's just
well, I mean, especially then when you have to split it 4 ways.
Well, yeah, well, no,
and get it taxed.
But it's $25,000 per person or something like that.
That's if you win.
That's if you win, exactly.
You didn't even win your semi.
So what? You can put it on your LinkedIn. You can put it on LinkedIn. I'm sorry, your Instagram bio that you were a CrossFit Games athlete, and then when you walk around places and no one recognizes you, you can turn around and say, "Don't you know who I am? I'm a CrossFit Games athlete." I just don't. I don't get that.
I'm a CrossFit Games team athlete.
CrossFit.
You have to make sure you put team in there.
Team, you gotta put.
No. They don't have to put team. That's why they put it.
But integrity-wise, you need to put athlete,
that. And then they ask you what division. Oh, I was in team.
I was in teams.
I was.
I was the best. I was the best male athlete.
Yeah. I was.
You juicing for some shit that has built-in rest in it.
Ooh, that's tough.
It don't make sense. Half the events, you stop and watch somebody go.
I look at that as just severe. It's desperation and it's severe self-doubt. And to me, I'm like, hey man, I ain't got time. I don't honestly, I don't have time to try and be like, oh, you're a bad person for this. No, you're not a bad person. You just have some things you got to deal with. And if you don't want to deal with it in public, then okay, fine. Take care of it in private. I'm not trying to air out anybody's dirty laundry or whatnot. However, if said people are coming out and trying to act like they're doing something that they're really not, then someone's gonna feel a certain type of way about it, and they're gonna call you out on it. Does it make me feel a certain type of way? Nah, not really. But if other people are being affected by it, said people should feel a certain way if they feel like they've gotten cheated out of opportunities because you are trying to subvert that. So
I would, in a nutshell, for those guys who on all fronts, there's multiple, even individual athletes who all seem to kind of pop for roughly, if not they all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's story was different on either how they got it, how it went through them, how it got to the point of testing positive. I almost wonder why nobody has ever taken the Ricky Garrard situation as at least a minimum template of nobody really shit talked him after the first month or two. In the documentary they talked about it, But like, when he came out, he's like, I took it. It didn't pop me hot here, so I just kept taking it. Got over here, and I did it. And then everyone's like, "Oh, what a dirtbag!" for like 2 months. And then when the
Because it's
documentary came
fucking
out, the next
CrossFit
year,
and don't nobody give a fuck. Dude. Like
he was also in Australia in a completely different time zone, and the only way you're going to see him is if you actually see him and go down and visit him.
that's fair.
And the fact is, if you don't give it attention, people get bored, and they don't want
to find something else to talk about.
Oh
yeah, and most of the people who seem to pop hot as of recently try to get ahead of it and then create themselves like a martyr.
A narrative?
Like a martyr. But it's like when somebody,
not that motherfucker, you a cheater.
Yes, when somebody tries to make themselves the martyr, that doesn't make you.
You can't dub yourself that. Yeah, like
no, you can't.
That ain't,
you just don't get to dub yourself a hero either. So
we also learned from Ja Rule. You can't just come out and say, I too was hoodwinked and bamboozled.
No, motherfucker, you was in on it.
So have you guys seen the speaking of bamboozled and hoodwinked, have you seen the Manti Te'o doc?
Not yet, no, but I'm gonna watch it. I got CQ on Saturday, and I'm watching that shit.
I would tell you definitely watch it as soon as possible.
Dude,
I seen that boy up there.
I am conflicted on how I feel about that.
Don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it.
I'm just saying. So knowing what you know already, I personally cannot fathom how somebody at that level of it's not really fame. Like it's college football, so it's fame. But everybody knows
was that dude. He was.
Yeah, but I'm saying
dude.
If he got his fucking knee taken out, right, and never played another down when he was in college, right,
nobody gave him.
The entire world would not have known him. It wasn't until ESPN got a hold of this story and everything else blew up, and then he went to the NFL, and then he kind of did a little bit, but then he kind of became trash, and now he's out of the league as far as I know.
Free agent.
But, yeah, they all.
He's still a professional.
Yeah, exactly. He's a linebackers coach somewhere. I just could not believe that you could get to that level of notoriety, if that sounds better, and somehow not know that the same person that you are messaging, you don't not even do what we're doing. That's crazy to me.
It's people out here doing that shit, though.
But that's crazy to me. How can you ever have a relationship where you tell somebody I love you and you have never seen their face?
It's hard out here.
What the fuck do you mean it's hard?
Llisten,
it's not like they can comfort you with fucking text messages that make you feel warm and fuzzy every day.
And back then, you could everybody was Skyping and Uvuing and shit like that.
Chat roulette.
There's no tiny chat. There's no way. That was the prime, brand new era of meeting people online. That was when it was fresh.
Wasn't that 2012 or something like that? 2013?
It was 2011. 13, 12, 13.
That was after Skype and Uvu, all that shit. Uvu
it was out, but you was using that shit to talk to your friends that live across town. Y'all just got out of fucking school.
Yeah, and we literally just couldn't stop.
When Instagram started, when Instagram was on iPhone only, it wasn't really like that. When that shit got broad, iPhone and Android, and then Snapchat and all that shit was out, that's when people started really meeting people online.
You know, the funny thing about that is you also
the communities owe him an apology for trashing him through that whole time.
Fuck him.
That's where I get conflicted. I don't think that anybody owes you an apology for making fun of you
for being fucking stupid. Yeah, you
being really dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly no spoilers, but watching it, I forgot how wild the entire story was.
That shit was crazy.
When they plot it back out, I'm like, you really fell
back?
He really
fell for that. But everybody thought he was behind it at first, and it was this motherfucker used this shit to sell this crazy story. I was like, damn, he good. He a creative motherfucker. But now I'm looking at it you got finesse.
All it did was turn out to be just the entire time. I mean, that's what I heard it was. That the guy on the other side of the line. Hey, there's a whole bunch of just regular predatory fucking fat dudes trying to get kids and people to talk to them online back then. So I just think that it's insane to me that somebody at that level of notoriety didn't be like, "Hey, do you think this person's real quick?" And then be like, "Oh,
at that level,
there's like
you're the
9
number one
fucking
linebacker
stock
in the
photos."
country. I'm not meeting girls online if I'm the number one linebacker in the country.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to do anything with
No,
anybody
I'm fucking
online.
bitches.
If I was in
I'm
that
fucking bitches. I'm the number one in the country. They outside.
And he's
I'm
not
knocking them
even.
off.
I don't think he's Mormon or anything. So it's not like
He
was
was.
trying to.
He was. He is. He
He
is.
was
Mormon.
he?
I think
That
he
shit
was
don't
born.
matter. When
Yes, it
Jimmy
do.
Fredette was at
born married or
when
something.
Jimmy Fredette was at Brigham Young, you think Jimmy Fredette won't get no pussy? You crazy?
Yeah, but this dude, Pacific Islander, so they take it a little bit more seriously than the white boys.
No,
like
they don't.
Zach
They
Wilson.
be doing the dude that's fucking I don't want to. This is a public platform, so I don't want to say what he is, but he fucking Pacific Islander too. And I'm pretty sure that's against religious belief.
Well, all I know is Zach Wilson was at Brigham Young, and he was fucking everybody and everybody's mom,
And Brandon Davis and Jimmy Fredette.
and his mom's best friend. But that was more
See?
recent than.
See, I know some Mormons. They get busy. They just don't drink sweet tea.
Have you seen the Mormon murder doc? while we're talking about documentaries, there's a Mormon murder doc that talks about like Mormons that like have killed like other Mormons, and like how there's like an actual there's a situation that goes on in a Mormon church where there's like a couple of, I don't want to say like assassinations or anything like that, but there's like people getting into other people's marriages, and then a couple people die over here, a couple more people die over there, and you're like, yo, the Mormons,
They're getting busy. That's why God ain't real.
That is
well, okay, so that's a different conversation because I believe in that as well.
You believe that God is real, or you got to believe God ain't?
That's honest.
I do not believe that God is real. I don't. And you know what? The other day it proved to me. I woke up
Vic,
at like
dude,
6
Vic,
a.m.
like, what the hell?
No, I was still thinking about the Mormon murder doc. I'm like, we're getting down a real deep hole.
They gonna take this shit down.
But I can tell you, we're not going down more holes than a lot of those Mormon boys. Okay, they're going down a lot of holes.
You had to. You just needed to. You had to put that one in there. You had to put that one in. You just had to slide it in. I get it.
He couldn't let it go. He slide it in.
Gotta go down them skin sides, man. You know. But I found out the God wasn't real the other day. I was taking my dogs out at like 6 a.m. As soon as I get out the door, smell a little bit like rain. There's like 1 or 2 drops on the ground. I didn't walk 15 feet in a t-shirt before it downpoured, and both of my dogs didn't want to go to the bathroom. I thought at that point there is no God. We have no God.
Yeah, God said because he said fuck you.
Yeah, and it's probably because I keep saying that there is no God. I even try to stop my whatever something happens. Oh, did I come back? I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. I know your internet.
No, my internet is 3 bars.
It's like that every time. It's you every time.
No, I think.
Oh yeah, have you not upgraded your internet yet?
Get the business line.
Why the fuck do I need a business line?
Because you're a businessman.
Because you keep freezing.
Well, I think that's Hayes. I think he has a fucking virus that he injects into this every time.
Hayes has the cleanest internet out of all of us because he looks the cleanest on his camera.
Yeah, and I got
that's because he has an influencer like circle fucking.
Oh, you got one of those the rings?
Yeah, he got a fucking big ass ring.
You see that shit shining? It's for the bitches.
You know what they call that? Brand awareness.
Facts.
So
you know what?
we're talking about.
Before we get away, brand awareness is why this team, because all I gotta do is I can thrive now.
Yeah, man. I mean, what do you think is your biggest hurdle, both of you guys, I guess, going forward in whatever it is that you're doing? We know what Hayes is doing, and we'll talk about Vic too. Like, what are your biggest hurdles going forward?
Shit, out processing this fucking shitty ass post. Once I get away from here, I'm good money.
I'm not talking about necessarily like you're out processing shit. I'm talking about getting to like real solid success that you're trying to get to. Maybe not success that you've already achieved.
My biggest hurdle, probably me.
All right, let's hear it.
Just me being able to just showing up. To get where I'm trying to go is like you got to do the online process, and I suck at that shit.
All those qualifiers and shit.
Yeah, I suck at that online shit. So
Are you doing TFX again or no?
fuck no. Fuck hell the fuck no. I
All
would
right,
never.
well, hey.
I would never
Are you
have to
gonna
walk on a fucking asphalt again.
look at the Rogue Invitational qualifier?
I'm not doing it, but somebody told me them workouts are crazy.
I don't know. Well, I mean, we practically did them earlier this year when we did the Warrior Fitness team.
It ain't the same
qualifier.
ones though.
Dude, they copy and pasted them from last year's Rogue Invitational qualifier.
No, I'm talking about this year. It's the same.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
you talking about
we've done
the
crazy
team.
ass.
Oh yeah,
Rogue
they did it.
qualifiers.
Yeah.
Vic, what about
Yeah.
you? What's your biggest hurdle?
I mean, to echo some of the same stuff that Milan's saying, it is myself, but it's really just managing stress and getting into the right routine. So when we look, skills and strength and capacity, that's just consistency over training. Like anyone can do that. As long as you're diligent and you already have the talent, then
I
it's
got to manage it.
however, you have sleep, you got nutrition, you got managing your actual external stress, and managing
Life, work,
stress, everything in between your head, like before getting into a workout, how you approach the workout. Those little details are what gets you there.
Yeah.
And leave you at a bar saying, "Oh, I could have been there." If you don't get those squared away, you're done. You're done. You could have a 600-pound back squat, a 500-pound bench press. You could do Fran in 60 seconds when no one's watching, or put a camera up and say, "Oh, I did this." But if you don't know how to handle all this,
GW 15-16.
But that wall ball on the ass popping right back up.
Listen, if you can't,
right where they can't see it, put the camera right here.
if you can't handle being corralled, if you can't handle someone saying, "You ready for this?" while you're walking out, he's like, "Don't try and keep up with me." If you don't know how to play those games,
that's why I'm trying to make it. I want, because this shit is boring. Watching this shit is boring. Like, cause they friendly as fuck. They all love each other and hugging and shit.
That's the Andrew.
I don't know these people.
Trash talk. I'm like, "Hey man, have a good time. I'll see you
I
out
don't know
there."
these people.
Hey, do you see the comment that we got in our feed? It says not a cuck.
This shit must be behind.
No, that came out a while ago. I just haven't opened up the comment section really. I think that shit's funny. I've been waiting for comments and shit, and it looks like now we have a couple of. I mean, I think at one point there was 5 actual live listeners. The issue is, whenever, for those people who are watching, if you go out in that part of YouTube where it has the bell up in the top corner, you got to go there, and then you got to hit your settings, and then as you go down all your subscriptions, it'll tell you where you can get alerts for when shows go live. If you don't do that, you won't get an alert, and you'll just have to know when we're going live, which almost never happens. I don't think Ken ever. We don't have a page like that yet, and that was one of the things that Ken and I were talking about is pulling out some of the funds that we get, and then basically we're gonna get either microphones, a couple of some things. We were talking about some ring lights, but I don't really know. At some point,
this shit costs $20.
Yeah,
bro. I don't really care.
Look at what it.
I have a fucking lamp above my face right now.
We
and
can
it looks
tell.
fine.
So if you cut that light off and you fucking.
Oh, if I.
Is that? It looks like you're about to make a TikTok.
He's trying to be fucking.
That shit crazy. You can't beat this. $20?
Maybe not. All right, hey, so this dude's still in the chat. So Trey, tell me why not a cuck? I gotta hear what information you may or may not have. But I want to know.
Oh, good.
Huh? We talked about it. The white boy from the the squad.
Oh.
First of all, I'm glad you got out of that.
Oh, hey.
I'm glad you got out of that. That name was terrible. That name was embarrassing.
That was some white people shit. I had no hand in that.
I would have gotten the fuck off that.
You know what's crazy is I don't know those people. I knew Jalen, and I trained with Danielle. Like we trained on the weekends sometimes. The other two, I don't know them at all. they like from what I was heard, because the other girl did a podcast, when
course.
they came with a team like I did, it was him and his wife, and then they came to Danielle with it, and they were like, "Hey, let's do team," and they was like, "Shit, we need a dude." So then they hit up Jalen, and Jalen brought me because he was like, "Shit, why the fuck not?"
Yeah.
That's why in the beginning it didn't look like a 5-man team. It was me, Jalen, and them two, and then he would just get in the pictures. And then one day they had a conversation like, "Motherfucker, you supposed to be on the team, not him. You just fucking move it out the way."
Awkward as fuck.
But if
like,
I show up to do a
worry
team,
about.
if I show up and fucking Leo and fucking Matt Frazier there, shit, these motherfuckers is a little bit better than me. Obviously, I'm the third. I might as well move out the way. I want to cheat my way into a spot.
Yeah.
I'm an athlete for real, like outside of the jumping on boxes and running and shit. So I've been fucking doing sports. So I got integrity within the shit.
Did you see that Leo got listed as I think it was like the 62nd?
Yeah, top 100.
Yeah. I didn't know that they did a top 100.
It would be high. I thought it would be I don't know who the fuck did that list. It was somebody that worked for like Morning Chocolate or worked for the
No, I think Brian Friend did it. I think Brian Friend did a top 100.
Who the hell is he? I don't know these people, Vic.
Oh yeah, so Brian Friend he's on a bunch. He does work for the Morning Chocolate as well, but he likes to dig into the like analytics a lot. Him and this dude Mike Halpin, they talk with Savon, they talk with Hiller, they do all that, and they jump on it and they critique CrossFit, the events, and he's got a lot of knowledge in his head around the actual sport. Oh. So he'll make some crazy calls on some athletes, and you'll see these athletes come up and actually do well. And like if you're a gambler, you want him to tell you what the odds are.
Oh shit! Because they had the games on that fucking app. What's the fucking gambling app? DraftKings. They had the games on DraftKings this year. Yeah.
Oh shit! I wonder who anybody would have taken in that sandbag clean.
You'd be stupid to not bet on Danny Spiegel.
Well, I was talking about the men. The women, everybody kind of knew.
I thought Guy from the get because I thought strongest.
I thought Guy could just power output it.
But that shit, power output and like raw strength.
Like, but there was something very primal about that workout.
Yeah, that was just manhood.
Well, that and just like genetics. Like the dudes that had the longer arms could just get a lower grip and could just pull it up higher. I do want to, I guess, comment on it. I felt like this year's games highlighted more athletes than in previous years. Yes or no?
Yeah, because you don't really. Well, on the men's, on both sides, this was competitive. It was more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, for sure. But I say in the term that like you saw people whose names are not normally like the people who, yes, they may have finished in the like 25 to 40 range, but they still were able to at least hit some like decent shots. And you're like, there are some guys who just are like that 1 minute behind.
Falling off that list. That's crazy.
They made it more into a show, so you actually did get a showcase of all the athletes.
Yeah, instead of just making it about the top 5, 10 people, the fan favorites.
And the workouts actually made it conducive to do that, where you actually could pan out and be like, whoa, look at this person. They're currently ranked like 35th, but they're like at the top of this heat right now.
Yeah.
And they made it, and that's a really smart move for them going on with the sport, because you need to be able to highlight all those athletes in order to gain more interest, which leads to more money.
So,
which has to be the goal.
Speaking of money, I want to get off the fitness realm. You boys tell where I'm going with this or no?
You gonna do a paid ad?
No. Ken adds those in the beginning, and after this competition, after all the bullshit I've gone through the last couple of months, I'll put some out too. There's Gooder Shade? Oh, Jesus. They're not.
Gooder with the hard R.
Do either one of you boys have student loans?
I don't think they want that
I
marketing.
was on scholarship.
You may have been on scholarship. That's cool, but I don't know. I'm just asking. Vic, do you have any student loans?
I took out a personal loan
Say that again.
at the
Do
school.
you have any student loans?
I do.
So what are your thoughts here?
I mean, honestly, debt's debt. Like I was gonna pay it regardless, but
Yes.
having a little bit forgiven is like, all right, cool. Like that's great. I mean, I'm still gonna have to pay money after that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Same.
I know a lot of people are. I know like it's a hot button topic for people who already paid off their loans.
Yeah, because they
And
mad for being responsible.
What's that?
But do you think they
was
should be mad for
responsible.
being responsible, or do you
Hell
think
no.
I mean,
You made a choice. You chose to take the loan out.
But now, see, there's so many different people that will come out and be like, hey, you made the choice. You made the choice to take the loan out, or hey, you made the choice to pay off your student loans quickly, or X, Y, and Z. Everybody's going to make their choice. But I also, one of the things I heard recently was it's a shitty argument to say, like, oh, hey, you made the choice to sign the loan. Because at the same age, there's plenty of us that signed our life away to the Army, and we got sent to places that we didn't need to go to for people in the same government who just fucking were like, hey, we're going to go to war for like my bank account or my buddy's bank account, right? We didn't know that going in. And they're like, the guys going in after 9/11, yeah, they knew. But the guys going in like 2011, 12, and so on up until recently, nobody thought like, oh, we're going to go into a micro war with Russia. And then at some point you might deploy or you go to some fucking Bangladesh or some shit. And like go chase some terrorists or people we deem terrorists, right? So go ahead, like Vic, you can wrap up what you were saying.
So I've seen like the 10-cent like highlight of the actual like loan forgiveness act that they put out, but I also think that it was kind of just something to put out there to get it done quickly. Like, oh, we're gonna do standard 10K, 20K, done. And I think the reason for that was people may get upset about those loans being forgiven, but people aren't understanding that there's colleges and universities that were discredited, that lost their actual status, and people.
Fuck that! There was schools that robbed people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
So
loans that schools give out are in fact predatory. I was
so
a
it's just
victim of one of those.
Schools like it was like somebody told me yesterday, like ICDC or some shit like that. Like they were like advertising and motherfuckers was getting loans and like the schools were completely unaccredited. Like the course curriculum was bullshit. People paid for years to get educations that don't count.
Well, the other thing was
took out personal loans to pay those, and then they ended up not getting their degree. Or
well, so the other thing is these are only federal loans that they're forgiving. It's not all the ones through Bank of America and Chase and all the ones where you're like, oh, hey, I need like $4,000 to cover books and like rent.
Too much, though. They can't tab. That's too much work for them to be like.
Yeah, no,
BB&T gave you a fucking $35,000 loan.
Well,
so what is? Go ahead.
No. So if we're thinking if it's strictly federal loans, and no one should really be like that hard.
People are just mad because taxes will go up for it.
I mean,
taxes are going up for a lot of other things too. I think one of the reasons. So, like, I was talking with a buddy last night, and he makes close to, I believe, 225 after all his commissions and whatnot. He's in a lot of.
Oh yeah, he can hang it up. He got to pay his fucking loans.
But he's in medical.
Thanks for being successful.
But his like base salary is only like $75K. But because of his commission, he won't qualify the same way he didn't. I don't believe originally qualify for the stimmy checks and all that stuff. So for him, like I sat there and I was like, hey man, like I technically before BAH and BAS, I only make $39,000 a year. And even with BAH and BAS, I think I make like 68 or almost 70.
Yeah.
Still not enough whatsoever. But I think I have like 20K in student loans, roughly right about there, right? So it takes a big burden off for me. And so I can appreciate it in a way, but I also can understand
that. See why.
I can understand somebody's going to bite me in the ass later. And all I'm doing is exchanging comfort now for fucking something down the road, especially
that's all life is about. And hopefully you die before then.
Well, I thought the thing that they did wrong with the whole idea, right? Because I remember it was like probably a week ago. I was like, shit, man, are they going to extend this payment thing? Am I going to have to equate now for another $100 and whatever coming out of my check for student loans.
Mm-hmm.
But they have kind of danced around the whole thing. Like when people ask, hey, how are you guys paying for this? It's like, oh, well, we've done so much work in the last like year or two that, we have the ability to pay for it. And it's like, that doesn't answer the question. So, everybody,
how it's getting paid for.
I know. Everybody knows that, but we want to hear it so that we know it, right?
You paying your loan off.
But that makes everybody distrust it, right? And then that makes half the other side really distrust it. So then even the people who are going to get this loan, and they're just going to take it out. I don't even think you have to apply for it. They're just going to take your loan and take what is like, so it has to be a Perkins loan, federal direct loan, or there's like a couple of other ones, but it all has to be federal loans. So there's a lot of people.
There it is.
Internet hot fucking garbage.
I'm back. So then there's going to be a bunch of people that are like, oh shit, it's not going to take care of my private loans. The thing that I really thought they could have done is like how you said, they could have made it like where they thought more about how they were going to present it and how they were going to actually execute.
A more comprehensive bill.
Yes.
With more language, it would have taken a lot longer to pass, which would have only put more stress on them and the entire government.
I don't even think that this is a bill. This is an executive order.
Yeah.
So I do like that they cap it. So 5% of your monthly income is what you cap your fucking payments at.
It sounds like tithes.
So it's apparently it's getting rid of the like that income driven repayment bullshit where they're like, oh, based on how much you make a year. And then they're like, all right, here's your payment. And you're like, what? How did you calculate that though? And they're like, well, this is what we think is an average, like a good rate or whatever. And it's like, no, that's still predatory. You know what you're doing. The thing I really wish that they did, because the president has the power to do this much, to look at the bank system and say, I'm going to forgive up to $10,000. You're all going to do the same for private loans. And the reason why you're going to do that is because you're all reserve, or you're all backed by the Federal Reserve and their insurance on banks. So if you don't do that, you're going to lose your status as an insured banking institution.
That's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope, but it would make it fair for everybody.
Fuck fair.
But I'm saying if there is an opportunity,
Joe out here trying to get the people right. Well, Sleepy Joe out here doing it for the people. He trying.
Sleepy Joe ain't doing shit.
He trying to get that second term, baby.
Bro, he ain't doing shit, and you fucking know it. It's his Secretary of State.
Donald Trump not coming back.
No, I hope
Joe
he does.
ass is out of here, and Trump ass out of here too. So now, motherfuckers gonna have to find somebody else dick to suck. Pulling on Trump shit since 2009.
Honestly, if I had to vote for somebody right now, it's probably DeSantis, just because he's the only one.
I don't even know who on this shit.
He's the Florida governor. He seems to be doing stuff for the right reasons, but at the same time, he, like every politician, has like their cutesy fucking like, oh hey, I'm in this speech. Let me give you. I mean, of course, they all do. They're everybody in somebody's pocket to get to that point. I would vote for Tulsi Gabbard if she ran, but I don't think she'll run.
I'm about to run. I gotta be 35.
She's a Democrat out of Hawaii, and she, like, if you ever get the chance, go watch her episode with Joe Rogan.
A Democrat?
Yeah. I don't vote parties.
What's that CrossFitter do again?
Hey, when you see
Democrat, keep his taxes down.
My name up there, just fucking click on it. Boom.
Up where? On the list of people with debt canceled?
Oh. On the ballot. Hell no, I'll be the president. I'm impartial. I don't fuck with nobody.
Do you think The Rock will ever run? Like they said, like people can.
If that motherfucker became the president, following up in the same free span of Donald Trump, we would be a joke. They like these TV motherfuckers is just getting in there. Oprah next. If Trump won, then The Rock won. Oprah coming up. This shit is over with. Russia gonna walk over here. What's that movie, Red Dawn?
Ooh. It'd be over.
They're gonna try us.
I mean, I think it's interesting. Have you guys been paying attention to like football, like preseason and all that shit? Have you guys watched Hard Knocks?
I just watched Aaron Donald fucking swing 2 helmets.
Bro put a Mason or Miles Garrett on like 5 players, and he looked like he was set to
He finna
murder.
get suspended. He finna get suspended. Like a mother. He finna get 8 games.
How isn't he making like close to like $50 million a year now?
He getting paid.
Well, good thing they don't have a percentage for their fines.
Only because he threatened. He was talking about retiring.
I mean, but hey, if Michael Strahan after his fucking good years ever threatened to retire, Giants would have paid him $50 million.
Paid him. Yeah.
Hell yeah, Vic. Who's your favorite football team?
I mean, I'm in Massachusetts, so I still.
Ooh, yes.
I'm in Patriot. I'm in Patriot country. But
are you from Massachusetts?
So my parents are from the Bronx. Well, my mom's from the Bronx, but originally Puerto Rico.
So where you from?
Where am I from?
My daddy from Chicago.
I was born in Massachusetts. I was born in Mass.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Where in Massachusetts?
Dorchester.
Say that again.
So it's by like Sturbridge and stuff. That area, like Old Sturbridge Village.
Okay.
Yeah,
is that near Springfield anywhere or no?
Yeah, like 30 minutes from Springfield.
Okay, sweet.
Why is Boston so diverse, but the white people racist?
In Boston, I don't know that.
Boston,
is it really racist?
Listen, the Red Sox were the last baseball team to have a black player. The Celtics,
Boston is diverse.
The Celtics had prominent black players on their team, but you could still hear them saying slurs up until like the early 90s.
They cut audio out on that game in the fucking finals, and you can hear them slurs.
Traditionally,
I was pretty sure didn't Boston have the first all 5 black starting 5? It was Bill Russell and then 4 others
because it benefited them.
And Bill Russell was also the coach and the player.
Yeah.
When they gonna win and make you some money, you go get the horses in the stable.
That is the traditional plight where you have to be extraordinary. You can't be average to be liked or accepted. You have to be twice as good just to be mentioned.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that is like I don't want to say a hereditary thing, but do you think it is? It's not like a thing that people were born with. Is it something but there are some people that like almost feel it without being really taught it. Right?
Because they absorb what's around them. People are taught to hate.
Yeah,
do you think it's through actual hate, or do you think it's just through like microaggression?
Both.
No, I mean like
it could be both.
When a human's born, they don't have any predisposition to any sort of emotions. They process what's around them.
Yeah.
And so when they start hating or feeling negative feelings towards other things, it's because of their surroundings.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like nowadays you don't necessarily see the like hate like super verbal. It's a lot of microaggression, I feel like.
Oh, you can't show it now. You have to find new ways to be creative. It's very similar to back in the day when there was a comedian who made a joke about it. They're like, oh, you know what? No one has to be able to use certain words to call us. They'll think of something new. Like, hey, Monday. It's like, why are you calling me a Monday? And it was a joke, but it really does hold true.
Ooh,
where, you don't have to be overtly aggressive towards a person that you don't dislike, that you don't like, but you can do things. You can create laws. You can.
If we put it in the context of LeBron, I want to put it there because he's the last guy who came out and was like, no. Boston's just full of racist people. And it was like the most famous person to say it. I feel like it wasn't LeBron? So much. Yeah. I felt like it wasn't so much that it was necessarily like racist or like, hey, that's a black dude. We all want to like beat down on him. I think it's just the history that Boston has with LeBron and then going through Paul Pierce, KG, and all those boys, and then going through his time like recently where every time you go back to Cleveland, like people just kind of got tired of that because that wasn't the Boston way. So I thought that that's not necessary.
I think people are just
that shit was the Boston way. Boston always had a fucking stacked ass team, and they didn't. No.
I'm saying it's the Boston way of like we don't like to hear people bitch and moan the entire time.
when you
But
calling me a
Boston
nigger
fans, all Boston
while
fans
I'm
do
playing
is bitch and
basketball.
moan.
Boston fans,
That's-
but I don't think that we bitch and
All
moan the same way other
Boston
teams
fans
did.
do is bitch and moan when things aren't going their way. So the
'Cause they
reason
so
they're
used
not
to
for
winning.
something is because it's not going their way. So when LeBron jumps teams, they're gonna be mad about it because it
he ain't
doesn't
come to
benefit
Boston.
them.
Bro, he almost did go to Boston.
He almost did.
And that's the bullshit about it. Is he was like,
Well-
well, I would have loved to play for Boston. Yeah, okay. They wouldn't have been
Well-
racist for those 5 years.
So
Yeah,
back
because they wouldn't have had a reason, but he would have had to stand beside them and listen to them call somebody else the N-word.
yeah.
Because Kyrie said the
Listen,
same
it's not everybody.
Yeah, but Kyrie also
there's a definite crowd.
Kyrie did not fit the Boston culture whatsoever. He didn't want to be there neither.
Got no culture in that locker room no more. Y'all trying
I'm
to
talking
build
about
one.
I'm talking about the city.
What, aggressive?
Well, I don't think like the culture of the city is like something that like Kyrie or LeBron likes, because as much as it is a city, it is a blue collar city. It is not the LA fucking everybody's making $1 bajillion. It's not New York where I don't know if you guys saw this. There's an article out there like the entire South, what you call it, like riverfront or like waterfront in the Bronx is now. I think James posted it today, and it was like it's all high rises of luxury apartments.
Yeah, they gentrified the fuck out of it.
So like Boston has never really changed. It's an old city. Most of the shit is old. It's
with steel mill workers.
That's not. I mean, they're gentrifying plenty of parts. They gentrified
Oh, in Boston.
They late. They just late to it. Because y'all ain't got no fucking
Dorchester.
money.
Well,
Like
yeah.
Dorchester.
Oh God, fucking Mock's hometown. Jesus.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that it's probably the reason. I don't want to say necessarily because I'm not from there that it's like gentrifying it. I feel like New York definitely gentrified it because all that, like most of New York other than Manhattan has never really gotten rebuilt as of recently.
Ever.
Yeah. Like Boston, nothing has really been rebuilt unless it's brand fucking new since like the 80s, if not prior to that. So it's still, everything was rather old. So I could see where they're starting to like be like, hey, we can get rid of some of these older buildings. Maybe we'll push some people out.
I got mixed feelings about gentrification because I see the benefit of. I see why people would do it.
But I also
I see why people
I hate to hear
too.
that like the rent is through the fucking roof. But the rent is through the roof
because they
everywhere.
trying to make sure only a certain like class of people can fucking afford it.
Yeah.
Rent in Boston is through the roof for anyone. Doesn't matter where. Like it's crazy.
And it's up that high because everybody knows that if it's rent, you'll pay it. If it's a mortgage, you'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like even here in San Antonio, like my rent is like 18 something.
Why the fuck are you renting in Texas?
So I'm renting in San Antonio up at the a part of town that's like new, right? They're like building up.
The new nice spot of San Antonio.
Yeah.
Like a bit by Texas.
Well, I wanted to when we first got here, and I ran into some trouble with my student loans that I had that were a little bit more predatory than the rest.
Biden.
So no, it wasn't him. While I was overseas a couple of years ago, one of my loans went in default, but they never could get in touch with me because I was over there, and then I don't have a normal cell phone over there.
Where the fuck you went overseas?
When I was in Japan for my first 2 years.
Oh.
Like you have to get a new phone and shit, so like the government doesn't get in contact with you, but they can get my taxes. But so it didn't really make sense. But when I came back, I didn't know about it still the whole time I was at Carson. But when we went to look at buying a house, they're like, "Oh, hey, the only thing that keeps you from buying or having a VA loan is student debt issues," and that was the one thing that I had as an issue. So recently, we looked at it, especially after the
I don't
baby.
understand that.
So the only thing that can keep you from getting a VA loan is if you have a default on a student loan debt that is currently in default. So you'd have to take it out and restore it.
That's just so unfair.
But you also can't go bankrupt on student debt either. That's where it's really predatory.
So it's not that important.
I just don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense. It just seems punitive. It seems like it's set there just in place to keep you somewhere, so you don't think or try to dream of anything bigger.
So you know, because real estate is the largest fucking path to wealth.
Yes,
Keep
it
the
is the
broke ass
greatest path
broke.
to wealth, to generational wealth that anybody in the middle class can make in America. It is the only time where people can make tens of thousands of dollars at a time, realistically for the middle class. So we looked at a place down here. We actually looked at a couple places, but then it was I want to say it was like earlier this year. And then we looked at how long we still have here. The choice of re-enlisting to stabilize, which I probably won't get because I'll have to go in def here shortly. So like realistically, if we bought a house, we'd live in it for like 18 months. And then
renting out.
now that they put the rates up, I was like, I can't put enough money in 18 months to kick back something that is going to be like $10,000 or $20,000 guaranteed. Where like if I had done that right when I got here and then sold like next year, yeah, probably make like quick 30, 50K. But then you got to think you got to pay your closing costs, right? Or whomever's coming in, you normally do that as a favor.
You wouldn't have made that much money after only owning for a year because you would have had to pay the capital tax on a gain of a home that you did not live with for the majority of more than 5 years.
Yes.
So when you get hit with that, you end up paying an additional, like, I think is it 38% they tax it just like they tax commissions. So it's capital gain on the actual house. So if you pay $200,000 for the house and you sell it for 300, you're paying regular taxes on that additional 100 plus a premium of 38% on top of that for taxes. So you end up netting like half that, if that.
So yeah, you're walking away with maybe like 28, 29K.
And then in this market with the interest rates going up, and then additionally the increase of prices for other homes, if you buy another place to live in, that 28,000 looks more like 2,800.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, buying a house is what I want to do. It'll probably happen at the next duty station, unless we go to like Europe or some shit. But for the most part,
that's where y'all should go.
I wouldn't mind it. Jess just doesn't want to do it because of the baby, just being away from family when the baby's so young. Her parent, like if I could stay here longer, I would. But I'll probably have to transfer to a different section on base, and I don't necessarily know if I want to go to the hospital. But if I could reset like a 3 or 4 year period here, like there are people here that have been here like 6, 7 years. So if I could do that, then I would buy a house, and then it'd be set.
It'd be worth it.
And this is definitely the place to buy a house and then keep it and then let it rent, because then everybody who comes through the military just fucking files.
They got to be here.
Rent the next and the next and the next. All right, guys. Well, it is 1:07. We're at an hour and 7. So I got to get out of here. It was great talking with you fellas. Hopefully we can get Ken on here again with all you guys. Yeah. We'll do some BCS Classic wrap up. Maybe we'll include you guys in it.
Yeah, I think I have a couple friends that are competing in that this weekend as well.
Oh, do you? Do you know what division they're in?
Rich phone and whoop y'all ass.
Right, he's teaming with some.
I think they're doing male female.
He's teaming with some 15-year-old who was at the games last year as a 14-year-old.
Who's doing that?
Rich.
Froning?
Yeah. So the way the BCS Classic goes, and the reason why he's there is it benefits Mayhem Missions, and then it benefits, I might as well give them the shout out now, the Ronald McDonald Foundation, which is like for
Hayes' favorite.
Yeah, so it helps with like kids in hospitals and all that shit. The guy Charlie, if you guys, those people who do listen to this, if you guys go and look at that episode, it gives a great detail of where all the money goes. And as far as I can tell, there's probably everybody's ship shape and right as rain. But when everybody starts donating, like all of you, nobody gets a prize, I don't believe, at the end, or at least not like a check or anything. You probably get some gear, some merch. But I know that whoever donates the most, I don't know if it's out of pocket or not, or if it's just like, hey, I just want to donate this money to you guys or to the Ronald McDonald Foundation in your name. They get the opportunity to compete as Rich's partner.
Oh.
So
okay.
I believe that this year, whomever won donated their spot to this. No, it's a girl.
Oh.
And I guess her dad, I think, had passed earlier in the year or something like that. So it was like him saying like, hey, like I could do it, but this person it like would
it
mean
mean more
to
to
them.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now him and her are probably gonna smoke a shit ton of us.
If she ready for the game, she finna clean house.
I mean, unless she just like went through depression all year and just like got fat or something, then that hey, it's
All right.
it's cool if I don't get beat by a teenager. Hey, it is what it is, man. Shit happens, and to that girl, like I know the feeling of losing a dad is shitty. So hopefully,
I don't.
I'll make sure to give a good comment to her. I've been telling.
She gonna see this and she gonna hear you call her fat and shit.
Will she though?
Motherfucker, this fucking Wi-Fi. I'm gonna get off here in a second. But I think there's some people in the Q&A session last night for like all the standards and shit that just because there was no videos and you didn't have to have judges in the qualifying process. I think that there's just a bunch of people that wrote down scores and fucking.
I woulda.
I mean, they're just like, hey, I'm here for Rich. So there was like 5 or 6 people who wrote in the comments like, oh, hey, what time does Rich show up? How long is Rich going to be there? When are we going to compete against Rich? And I was like, I hope this is not a field of like 17 to 19 teams that are just fucking Rich happy
The
fans.
worst motherfuckers you ever gonna be around.
And then I'm just going to be like, well, because Liz and I came in 19th, which was the last spot for male-female teams, because then they saved the 20th for him in case he went, or vice versa with the men and all that shit. So hopefully, I don't think that we're that far behind because the team that came in first overall in the qualifier is also from our gym. And they're very good, but I don't think that they're 19 teams better than us. Necessarily.
Well, clearly they are.
Well, clearly I could have wrote scores higher if I fucking wanted to, but I have integrity.
But you got integrity and they got integrity and they beat y'all ass.
I'm just not taking GW 1560. Not that they are, but I'm willing to sit with my 19th slot.
That sounds a lot like they are.
No, because both of them, they're both good people. One of them's prior service guy. Nope. But all right, I'll catch you guys later. It was good talking to you guys. We'll do this again sometime soon.
Yeah, man,
All right,
definitely.
peace.
All right.